episode of Correct Seat, Correct Chai with Correct Baatein. Talking about bone health and exercise, today we have a very special guest for you, Dr. Jameela Ezzi. She's a renowned physiotherapist based in Dubai, transitioning from a decade of government service to owning her own private clinic. So let's welcome Dr. Jameela Ezzi. Jameela, thank you so much for taking out time for us and coming to our podcast.
Thank you, Safri. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah. How's your day going so far?
Very good.
So Jameela, we have known each other since last 15 years.
That's a long time.
Long time, yeah. And when I met you for the first time, I was so impressed by you.
Thank you.
Great. So let's dive in right into business. As a Wonder Woman with PhD, mostly people follow a education hierarchy from bachelor's to master's and then after a gap, PhD. However, in your case, you took a long gap. So, what were the challenges that you faced and what was the inspiration behind pursuing your doctorate degree? Tell us more about it.
So, Safri, as you know, since you've said that we've known each other for the last 15, 16 years now, when the kids were young and, everybody told me that, this is the time the kids would need you, so I couldn't pursue my master's or my PhD. And then the time passed by and I realized that, post-COVID actually, the education system became so easy that, online, everything was available. So it just made it easier after COVID, I would say, that I could chase my dreams. And challenges were that, we had an educational background at home because everyone was studying, my kids were studying. So I did not find it very challenging to study. But I would say it is addictive to go back to books.
Jimmy, you've been constantly doing different courses, right? And I know that you have done something like structural integration.
Yeah.
So is that a degree?
You can say it's a graduate course, but not a degree as in such. But in that, I did learn a lot about, how emotional well-being and, how we always say that stress adds into a lot of diseases. So that is the course where I realized that emotional well-being is really important because our mental health and our emotional health contributes to our physical health. And my PhD topic was also, the emotional content of the physical being. So whenever we say, and you must have commonly heard this saying that, you need to swallow your anger. So when you swallow it, you store it somewhere or you digest it. So where is this anger going, what is happening? So we have muscles in our body which stores our emotion. And I have started to believe this, that the body starts talking to you. And when you start listening to your body, it will not create pain. So the structural integration was actually a very life-changing course. And you may say it was one of the, stepping stones towards PhD.
Wow, that's so inspiring and so amazing. So Jameela, balancing household responsibilities and academic pursuits can be challenging. What are practical strategies you employed successfully to manage both these aspects of your life?
So Safri, you have always known that I've been living in a joint family. So joint family in itself is such a strong support system. My mother-in-law was very helpful and, the kids were taken care, the food was ready and I was only focusing on my education. And for the at least 2 years where I was doing my PhD, because it was a fast track, she would do everything possible in her, region that she could help me and, keep the decorum of the house and I would be able to give the exams. I think I would totally give it to my family for this.
MashaAllah, you're very lucky. Jameela, while you were working full-time at a government hospital and you were expecting your second child and you opened a tailoring boutique, what was the inspiration behind that venture?
So main reason was, as a physiotherapist, I've always believed, to make everyone independent. So when I was planning to move my in-laws to stay with me, I had to think of something that would keep them busy as well. So the main reason was, to keep my father-in-law busy, something in the vicinity so that they don't have these traveling issues. And so the best idea was boutique because, I totally love, designing clothes. That was the main reason actually.
And you did cover all the sales work and everything for the boutique, and it must be very tiring.
It was fun. It was a learning lesson, a lot of learning lesson.
That's fun. Guys, I want you all to know that this multi-talented lady, she also knows how to do stitching, embroidery and crochet as well. So Jami, I see all this passion reflecting in your daughter as well. What efforts do you put to inspire her to be like you?
So like Safri, you mentioned, when I was working full time, when I used to come back home, we had this one small art and craft room where, to avoid me going to sleep in the afternoon, I would sit with Mariam and we would just create the environment. I would get all the materials printed. We would sit and do a lot of art and craft, painting. And I think, that passion in her developed, and she would see me doing painting with her, crochet. She doesn't do sewing and crochet, but she's become a very good artist. She's pursuing that.
Jameela, prevention is better than cure, right? So let's talk about your expertise now. What preventive measures would you recommend women in their late 30s to address and avoid common back and knee issues?
So see, the first and the foremost thing that I would advise everybody is to focus on their three main things. One is their vitamin supplements. Okay, the second thing is their exercise and how good nutritional value they are intaking.
Let's elaborate on this topic. Everybody's taking multivitamins every day, with some even without prescription. So, in your opinion, what supplements and multivitamins experts usually recommend?
So see, Safri, the first thing is, like you've very rightly said, that people take a lot of multivitamins without prescription and they are thinking that there is only one tablet. एक tablet मैंने खा ली, दिन की बस मेरा हो गया काम. I'm not a very big fan of a multivitamin tablet जो single dose में आती है, because everybody needs to take their supplements separately. Vitamin D, calcium, and especially B12. You need to take them in their independent dose. So when you take one tablet, उसमें ये होता है कि hardly there are recommended dosage, but it's a very placebo effect. में कि भाई मैंने मेरी एक tablet खा ली है. So I don't recommend one tablet. First thing. Second is कि multivitamins के साथ there are two types of things we need to always understand. एक है supplement dose और एक है maintenance dose. Supplement dose वो है जो हमें अपने अगर लेवल्स लो हैं तो हमें हमारे आप को सप्लीमेंट करना है पहले तो विटामिन से, और मेंटेनेंस डोज वो है कि अब हमारे लेवल्स जो है वो रेंज में हैं तो अब हमें उन्हें मेंटेन करना है. सो पीपल हैव टू गेट देयर ब्लड टेस्ट डन, एंड women who are turning 30, I would always recommend that you start taking care of your health, because if you don't start taking care of your health now, you get your blood test done regularly, go and visit your GP. 6 monthly जो recommended blood test है वो करवाओ, levels check करो, and then start your multivitamins.
And Jameela, what is your nutritional advice to women who are going through their menopause?
So again, recent researches have shown that women who are crossing 40 need to do strength training. Okay, because Asian women mostly believe that कि उन्हें वजन नहीं उठाना है because वो weak है. So strength training always helps you to align your calcium and nutrients closer to the bone, so which increases the tensile strength of the bone. अब अगर आप nutritional value के अंदर बात करो तो everybody is different, but menopausal women का nutritional value always you need to be careful that they take more protein, less fat or more healthy fats and less carbs, because they don't need so much of energy as much as muscle gain.
Okay, so that leads to my next question. Tell us, what are your recommended go-to exercises that women should do daily?
So I'm a very simplified person now, that I would recommend only 3 my go-to exercises. One is a squat, one is a plank, and one is just maintain your 10,000 steps daily. And I always tell the women to do at least 3 times a day, and sets of 10. So which is like 30 squats, 30 seconds plank, and 30 seconds planks are only to be done once, but 3 times. So 30, 30, 30. And then just take a walk, and walk for a purpose of exercising. Sometimes women come and ask me that, we are working in the house or we are working at the office and we are walking around there. But are you walking with the intention to exercise?
Okay.
So it is very important that your intention is to exercise.
Are you recommending these exercises for a specific purpose?
Yeah, so if you notice, your squats will always strengthen your glutes and your quads, जो हमारे main दो बहुत strong muscles हैं हमारी body के, which take our weight. Planks will work on your shoulder strength, your core, and your 10,000 steps जो है वो आपके stamina building पे काम करेंगे. So these 3 exercises will mostly cover everything. So अगर women start these exercises early, तो ये होगा कि by the time they are 40 or reaching their menopause, they can add weights, and weights are really recommended for women अगर 2 किलो 2.5 किलो 3 किलो जितना भी वो comfortable है. But I would really recommend all women, especially Asian women, to use weights and do weight training.
So can they do weight training at home?
You can do weight training at home. You can get dumbbells, you can get ankle weights, multiple options are there.
Okay.
But you have to do with intention of strengthening.
Alright. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Safri, we are all a product of our hormones. ठीक है? And जब हम menopause stage में जा रहे होते हैं, so then we are not making enough hormones. So emotional health becomes very vital, and then exercises help you to release dopamine and serotonin, which are considered your happy hormones. So then menopause में जो आपको irritability, hot flashes, discomfort, anger issues, ये सब जो आ रहे हैं वो आप exercise can help you to combat that.
Jami, enough of these serious talks now. I have a game for you.
Oh my god.
So, what comes to your mind when I say bone?
Health.
Respect?
Women.
Great. What is that nickname that your parents call you?
Oh, my dad calls me Shoti Didi. Because I was
Shoti Didi.
always fond of having a younger sibling, and because my mom was not able to give me a younger sibling, my dad has been calling me Choti Didi.
Interesting, Choti Didi. So, what was the last song you heard and you loved it?
Oh, I'm at the moment Jagjit Singh ghazals are my favorite. And the one that I heard last was "Koi kaise bataye ki wo tanha kyun hai."
Beautiful. What do you prefer? Invisibility or super strength?
Invisibility.
Why so?
So that I can see if my patients are exercising or not.
Great. Great answer. Jameela, if you had a time machine and you could go to your 20-year-old self, what advice would you give it to yourself?
So my 20-year-old got a lot of advices which I disagree with now. I would recommend all the 20 years to pursue their career then. If they're planning to do their masters, PhDs, whatever educational journey they are willing to take, they should take it. Because मुझे लगता है जब बच्चे छोटे होते हैं आपके, उनके requirements बहुत कम हैं. They just need feeding and diaper change. But as you grow with them, you realize that उनके teenage years में आपकी ज़रूरत ज़्यादा पड़ती है. So I would recommend all those women or men who are pursuing their career to start their journey a little faster. But nevertheless, I think I'm still very blessed because of COVID that made the whole thing online.
Alhamdulillah, you're saying COVID was a blessing for you. Great. So tell me, if you could live anywhere in the world, where could it be?
Oh, Safri, I would not want to go anywhere other than UAE because this is my home. I have born and brought up here. I've had my educational journey here and I totally love this place.
Alhamdulillah, I would agree the same. And even UAE has handled the COVID situations really well.
Yes, I think they have done an incredible job in that.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. COVID was indeed a blessing for us. Jameela, let's get back to this trip now. So we had asked our viewers if they have any questions for you.
Okay.
So let's start. Question number 1. If I'm a physiotherapist moving from India to UAE soon, what procedures I will have to follow to start my career in a government hospital?
So for that I have an answer is DHA website is available. She can go on the government portal. I think there is all the information there because I have given these exams very early in my life, so there is a lot of changes. So go to the portal. There is a website which also tells them how to apply for the eligibility letter, and mandatory is 2 years of work experience. She needs to get all her documents attested, and the portal will be a very good help for her.
Okay, great. So how, there's another question, I'm sorry. How easy or challenging is to start my own clinic in the UAE? What difficulties you faced and the lessons you have learned which which could benefit her journey?
So again, I would say that health and pain are very cultural. So if you are working here and you have enough understanding of the culture and the pain, and you are confident about yourself, then I don't think it's a challenging journey. But you definitely need to have some work experience in UAE before you start up a clinic here.
Okay, right. So my next question is, this lady is saying that her mother is 80 years old. She's gone through knee transplant. So her question is कि वो बैठे बैठे क्या exercises कर सकती हैं जो उनको benefit करे?
So see, 80-year-old lady with the knee transplant, we need to get more history from them, and I'm sure the physiotherapist would have shown them exercises. In this case, I would at this point in time only recommend that she focuses on strength and weight training, and she also focuses on walking. So even if she's walking within her home environment, या passage वगैरह जहाँ पे भी, but she should start walking.
Perfect. Great. Thank you so much for answering these questions. I hope कि जिन्होंने भी ये questions किए हैं उनको उनका correct answer मिल गया and they are happy now.
Hopefully.
Now this brings us to the end of our conversation. Are there any specific things that you would like to tell our viewers?
Yes, I would like to tell the viewers that self-care is mandate, and self-care is not selfish. If you don't start taking care of yourself, then how would you take care of others? And I would also emphasize that they start doing their exercises and taking it very seriously, because there will be a time where the world will move and shift towards only exercises. As I told you, my go-to exercises, squats, planks and 10,000 steps. Weight training is a must, and women have to start today.
Inshallah. Thank you for inspiring us. As we wrap up our second episode of Correct Scene, Correct Chai with Correct Baatein, I would like to thank Dr. Jameela for taking out her time and sharing her expertise on bone health and exercise. We have sipped our correct tea while unraveling valuable insights that empower us to prioritize our own well-being. On this note, I would say that please do everything with a good heart and do not expect anything in return. You will never be disappointed. If you liked today's episode, please like, share, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram, Correct Scene. At this note, keep sipping, keep chatting, and always take care of yourself. This is me, Fatima Ali Safri, signing off. Ma salama.